Alright peeps, it's a new day. Working on the 65. Kind of gonna show you guys what I'm working on today. We've been taking a little bit of a deeper dive into the interior. So right now I've got the new to us rear seats here. And I'm just cleaning these guys up. This one's got some kind of creasing going on down here. And honestly, I don't know, maybe it'll come out if we start using it. I might set it in the sun and see if maybe it comes out, but you might just have to live with that for a little bit till we recover these, because eventually they will get recovered. Then also going on in the rear, we've got the little side trim. So this one, what I've done is I've Scotch-Brited it. And in any areas that had, a little surface rust, I hit with a little rust converter. And then I'll just spray over that black. We're going gloss black on most of the interior. This is kind of where that one started at. I've just started Scotch-Briting this one. So let's get this done. And then we'll put the rear seats and this in for the back of the interior. We've got the floor pans looking pretty decent. I still haven't done the driver's side. That'll be next. But I'm gonna get the back kind of put together, I think, or ready to be put together. I don't want to put it together until I get the floor finished, because I don't want to kick up all that junk after I put my interior in. But I'm gonna get the parts ready to go back in the car, and then I've prepped this door for paint. I've still got to prep that door for paint, which is kind of the same process I'm using on the side panels, just some red like Scotch-Brite pads. The dash, I really haven't decided what we're going to do with that yet. I think I want it to go black, so more than likely it'll get the same treatment. I'm not there yet. That might be one of the last things that we do for the interior. The vinyl top in this car is in pretty decent shape. It's not perfect, but it's decent, just a little dirty. I think this is going to get the same treatment as the seats. They're going to get vinyl painted, because eventually that'll probably get replaced too. But we're balling on a budget with this thing, so that's where we're at. I'm going to get back to Scotch-Briting this. And then once I have both of the panels ready to be painted, we'll spray them both at the same time. Alright, so we got the surface prepped with the Scotch-Brite. What I like to do, listen, y'all should know that I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you're following along at home, I don't know if this is the correct way to do things. This is the way I'm doing it. So just a little, heads up. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. But what I've been doing to prep the surfaces before I paint, and it's been working just fine, is just wiping them down with some brake clean, because that's about as good of a stripper as you can get, I guess, for prepping. I have no idea. I haven't had any reactions or anything with it, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. Probably not the greatest angles of all time, but I'm just gonna wipe this guy down. Alright, so now I'm gonna hit some of the surface rust spots with a little bit of this Rust-Oleum, just lightly. Once again, I am not a professional. You can probably tell. Also, I think it's probably already noticeable that I'm not necessarily shooting for a show car with this. She gonna be a driver. I think that's probably good. So next we'll come back and we'll do the actual coat with the gloss. Alright, we're getting ready to start laying down our actual coats of paint. So I'm gonna set you guys up. See how amateur does it. Try and pluck out the hairs as I see them. Probably courtesy of my pups. Painting outside, so it ain't gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a hell of a lot better than it was, and I'm alright with that. Alright, let this set up for a minute, come back and do another coat. I think I'm just going to do 2 coats on these. I don't think they need, you know, super thick coats, but I'm happy with how that's looking so far. Okay, we got these guys finished with paint. I'm really liking this color. This one had a lot more imperfections in the surface. I mean, when you really look at it, you can see. But I didn't want to do a lot of sanding on this because they have this textured finish. I'm sure you can see it. So to kind of keep the textured finish in as good a shape as possible, I didn't really sand. I just did Scotch-Brite just to kind of prep the surface, and I'm happy with it. I mean, it's gonna look a hell of a lot better. It's gonna look a hell of a lot better than rusty white panels, so I'm happy. These seats, I'm not sure what I want to do with them other than just clean them up for now and get them back in the car. I think we got a spider friend. Next I will probably, I'm either gonna do the floor finally, and then I'm gonna do the doors. I think I don't want to do the doors before I do the floor, because that's gonna have a lot of rust up in the air. The last thing I want is to ruin my new paint with rust. So I guess that leaves me no choice but to do the thing I've been waiting to do, because I don't want to do it. More floor repairs. Alrighty. So this is what we're working with on the driver's side. The tunnel here is good. The firewall comes down, is in decent shape, good enough to have a panel riveted in place until we weld it. So kind of just gonna give it the same treatment I gave on that side. I know I didn't record it, but we're gonna get the grinder out, grind most of the surface rust off as much as we can, and then we're gonna clean it down and spray it with Rust-Oleum rust converter. And then I've got the drop-in panel. I'll do the same thing. I'm just reusing the one I got the car with. They had it riveted in place already. Just wasn't the greatest job. They didn't feel like seal anything. There weren't very many rivets in it. I'm gonna do quite a bit more rivets because I want this to last, even though it may not be like the perfect repair. It'll be good enough for this thing because it's gonna be a driver. And eventually, someday, when I'm rich and successful, we'll get it done the right way. But for now, you know, that'll get us rolling. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will probably time-lapse it and take off the sound because I don't want you guys to have to listen to this wonderful grinder noise. But there you go. Well, I thought I was recording, but I have no idea. I guess maybe not. I'm still learning how to rock the GoPro. Pretty much we just hit this with the grinder and some Scotch-Brite. I'm gonna come in here with some brake clean and wipe everything down real well, and then we'll come back and just spray it up with some of that rust converter, and the floors will be pretty much done. Then I've got to prep the actual insert that's sitting over there and get it ready to be riveted in place. So we're getting there. Alrighty, this is after getting the floors treated with the rust converter. Looks pretty decent. Not perfect, but a lot better than it was. Now we'll prep the insert and get that ready to go in. There's definitely some pinholes and stuff. I mean, this whole piece realistically needs to be replaced, but we'll get there. Alrighty, so I made this little patch panel. It's not perfect, but it covers up the hole in the floor. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just taking this like caulking, weather stripping, weather protective caulking pretty much. I'm just gonna slap it into place in that corner over there because the panel that we have doesn't quite reach there. And then we're gonna rivet it in place. Then we'll put the floor pan in, probably paint this guy just so it matches. But like I said, man, this is not 100% restoration right here. This is getting a survivor back on the road that's gonna be a driver. So I'm just fine with this, and it's better than a freaking beer can. So there we go. Alrighty, so this is where we ended up with the patch panel. I mean, I know it's not perfect, but I'd say it looks pretty freaking good. We'll drop the actual like floor panel in real fast and see how it's gonna line up. I kind of want to give this a few minutes to dry because I did just paint it. So next thing we'll do is drop this in, which we've got painted and prepped, and then it'll get riveted in place, and then we will be done with the floor pans until I have money, and if not money, then time to learn how to weld and do it myself the right way. So I want to take a moment to kind of talk about something that has happened recently, and kind of given a little bit of a little bit more meaning to the car here. So I'll start with, for the last month or so I've been working on this thing. for my wife. It's her dream car. She's always wanted a 65 Mustang, 60s Mustang. And so obviously a lot of the design and stuff that we're talking about for when the car is getting closer to being finished is coming from her, because it's going to be hers. So she decided that she wants to do like a dark green for the exterior, which I love that idea. I don't feel like you see a lot of green Mustangs, like a forest green, almost British racing green style of color with mainly black interior, brown accents, like brown leather seats. I love that idea. So that kind of brings me to like the new meaning that we're trying to find in this build, or that I kind of found in it. On Tuesday, I found our little dog, and she was just barely hanging on. She'd gotten kind of sick, and we thought maybe she just had an upset tummy, and I found her curled up. She'd started bleeding pretty bad. I guess her stomach and intestines had gotten inflamed, and it was just this whole thing. I don't want to go too far into the details, but she didn't make it. Her name was Hazel, and she was the sweetest pup ever. I mean, literally ever. She was 5. She was only 5. But she was just a little 3-pound little runt rat dog. I'll show you guys a picture of her. She was just the sweetest thing. And I was sitting here thinking, with this thing, I mean, kind of like the theme that we're going with the green and the brown, kind of matches the hazel like color scheme, the vibe. So I think we finally decided on a name for the project. So the Mustang is now Hazel, and I'm gonna try and do it right, and I really am gonna push to get this thing ready to have its maiden voyage be on May 30th for that car show. I just think it would be a really awesome tribute, and just I don't know, I think it's gonna be awesome. So that's where we're at with this. I'll kind of show you guys where we were at with the interior. I know I've already given you guys a little bit of an update, but I think we've got this ready to drop in. I think that paint is dry, so hopefully this fits. I did test fit it a couple times to make sure that my little patch panel was going to work out. I think this is kind of hitting, so we'll get some clearance with our clearance maker and nature, aka a mallet, and then drop this thing back in. We're close. Alright, we've got it fitting in there pretty good. Next is to kind of run that caulking around the perimeter, and then I'll start to rivet it into place, and then we'll pretty much be done with this repair for now. It's not perfect, but I'd never really expected it to be perfect. It's more just keep the weather out and help hold the old frame together. I think these floors were a pretty big part of like the structural side of things in these cars, so it'll do that well enough for me, so I'm happy with it. I'm gonna pull this out, get some caulking on it, and then start riveting this thing in place. Alright, I've got this thing all gooped up, ready to drop in, start riveting in place, and then I'll be done with the interior for today. Next time we come back, we'll do the doors and probably the dash. Alright, boys and girls, we got this one finished. A lot more rivets than there were before. It's fitting up pretty good. I'm happy with our patch panel. It looks pretty good. I don't think we're gonna have any issues. I will come back through and paint this all black so it blends a little bit better. The rivets kind of stick out like a sore thumb, but it really doesn't matter because this is gonna go under the carpet. But I'll say the floors are done, and that feels pretty freaking good. Oh, peep the snoot tap. When Hazel passed, they gave us these little prints, and that was the one they gave us of her nose, and then Maddie got the one of her paw prints. So yeah, cool little remembrance. Alrighty, that's where I'm gonna stop this video. We got the floors done. Next, we'll keep working on the interior. We'll get the doors done, get the back seats put it in, maybe even get the front seats prepped for the vinyl fabric paint and the headliner prepped. Get that done. Same with the door cards. I got a pretty sweet set of door cards over there. We'll get all that put in, and the interior will be pretty much ready to rock for now. Alright, so we're back working on the interior. I've got this door prepped for paint. I just need to wipe it down. I think what I'm gonna do this time is we're gonna do the door sills, the door jambs, and the doors. I'm also gonna prep the dash. We'll shoot the dash. And then I gotta get over there and do that side. Now this is kind of our first look at the interior in the back. So that is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Eventually we'll recover the seat, but I'm happy with the little quarter panel like trim. I think that looks pretty sweet. The windows both work. Super happy with that. So that is gonna be the same color the doors are gonna go. I've got these over here. I got these door cards for $10, and they look pretty stinking good. I might have goofed up. I tried to paint them, and I mean, I know I should have used vinyl paint. It's just not drying right, and you know, that's my own fault. But we're gonna see. Maybe they'll come around. But for now, I've got them in the sun. Hopefully, drying. They're tacky. They're just not dry. But all right, that's where we're at. I'm gonna keep trucking along on this. Is it gonna be perfect? No. I mean, look, these doors are, you know, 60 years old. There's some little imperfections down here. That's just gonna be in the paint. Same thing with these quarter panels. There's some imperfections. Everything in the car, metal-wise, like these quarter panel, like this trim, the doors, they all have this texture to make it, I guess, simulate like the look of leather, maybe. Let me see if I can zoom in. I mean, I know you guys have seen it. So all these scratches that are in that material, I just don't want to sand too much, because I don't know. I don't know if it would damage the look. So for me, I'd rather have a couple imperfections and keep this cool texture. That's how I feel in my head. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna keep working. I'll give you guys an update soon. Alrighty, well, I made a oopsie. This is the color that they originally were, this blue color. I decided to try and spray paint these without doing any research, which is weird because I normally do research before I do something I'm not sure about. But some of you, most of you probably know that spray paint doesn't dry right on vinyl or leather. This has been drying for 3 days and it's still not dry. So what I now have to do is get some kind of nail polish or acetone or something, try and scrape all this off and hope that this will come back out like this, and then I can get some vinyl paint and paint these again, and that'll probably work a heck of a lot better. But this is my first oopsie I've done here, and you know, figured I'd show you guys, because why not? I'm not too upset I literally got these used door cards for $10. They're really freaking nice, which sucks. But I still think I can salvage them. It's just gonna take work, which sucks because I was kind of hoping that these were done. But it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta live and learn. And get this other one out of the sun because it ain't gonna do anything. And for now, I'm just gonna keep working on the rest of the interior. These are just gonna have to wait. All right, we've got this side prepped. Probably gonna throw some tape down in that channel just to cover the wires up. Not super worried about this anyways, because this is where that like runner sits, so not too worried. The jams pretty much ready to go. Doors pretty much ready to go. Next, probably gonna do the steering column lightly, at least with black, because red's gonna look kind of weird. And the dash, which ought to be pretty exciting. What I'm probably gonna do is just see if I can't remove the gauge cluster, remove the glove box. Not sure on the radio. That's probably gonna get replaced eventually because I don't even think it works. Who knows? Maybe we'll remove all these little panels, but all right, let's get started. All right, we got the gauge cluster out, the radio out. I'm assuming that's like an ashtray or just a little storage tray, and the glove box off. I'm gonna have to leave pretty much everything else, but after we're done sanding, we'll just make sure it's masked pretty good. We'll mask this. I'm not really worried about getting any overspray on this old steering wheel, but we'll mask off this, all the knobs. We're just gonna try and shoot the steering column decently, at least get it to where it's not red anymore. We're gonna scuff all this, clean all this, spray. Once I'm done prepping everything, then everything's gonna get sprayed pretty much at the same time. We're gonna spray this, spray the doors, spray the jams, and then we're gonna be done with the interior and it will pretty much be ready to be put back together. All right, well, like I was saying, you live and you learn. I've already got the other door card finished again, but I had spray painted these, found out that spray paint does not dry on leather, found out the hard way. So I had to buy acetone because I couldn't find anything else that would clean off the paint. Completely wiped everything off, took forever. But now I have vinyl and leather spray paint. We've already done the other one, turned out great. We're gonna do this door card, and I think I'm gonna use those cans to do those seats. So we're getting really close to getting the interior done. I've sprayed the interior. I think it turned out great, super happy. I love the black. I think it's gonna look super sweet when it's done. The interior is definitely starting to come together, so we're getting there. Floor pans. All right, keep going. All right, I kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of what we've been doing to make the original interior pieces look a little bit better. So I've just been using this acetone and just cleaning everything up, wiping everything down. And then we got over here this vinyl and fabric duplicolor. I got the matte black or flat black, and I've been really happy with how these parts are coming out. I really want to show you guys the interior because it looks really good, but you're just gonna have to wait till it's all together. So all we have left to do is the rear seat, the passenger seat, and after that the interior is finished. Oh, the dash too. I still have to do the dash. We're just gonna reuse the dash that was in the car for now because it's in okay shape. We're gonna use the same stuff, and then we're gonna put everything back together. We'll see how it goes. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a walkthrough of what I'm doing to restore these seats and really the entire interior of the car. So I'm starting, this was way dirtier than it looks right now. Starting off with just using probably pretty much any interior cleaner. I'm using this Turtle Wax stuff. Clean everything really good, get the dirt, gunk off. Some of you guys might not have to do this step if your car hasn't been sitting for 20 years, but I do, because mine has. So yeah, clean all the dirt and gunk off. Then I've been cleaning with the isopropyl alcohol. This is 91%. That's what I've been doing. Pretty much you need to degrease and clean the area that you're about to. Then paint with the vinyl and fabric paint. I've been using the Duplicolor and I'm using the flat black. I really, really like this color. The interior is gonna look really great. I really want to show you guys what the rest of the car looks like right now, but this is the very last interior piece that we have to do. So I'm going to finish this, get it back in the car, and then I'm going to show you guys the full reveal of what this interior looks like, and I'll give you a breakdown of how much it costs, because you might be surprised at how cheap I was able to do this interior and how good it looks in the end. All right, now that we've got it cleaned up and ready to go, it's time to paint. I found so far, and this is the last thing that I'm doing, so, but really light coat has been working the best for me. This can's actually almost out, so about to have to swap, but just really light coats all the way around. It's a really windy day, so not the greatest day to paint, but we're doing it anyways. With these seats that fold, I'm gonna do the whole outside, including the back first, so I can fold it when I go to do the back. And then the very last thing I'm gonna do is the inside, because when they close, these corners come together and touch. So yeah, next time you guys see me, this seat's gonna be done, the interior is gonna be done, and I'll let you guys check out what it looks like. All right, y'all. After a couple days worth of labor, it's finally time to see where exactly did we end up on this interior. Well, first I'll say almost everything inside of the car right now is original to the car. Things like the window cranks, some of those, I do have some new stuff in here, but I would say 90% of the stuff that's sitting inside of this interior right now is what came with the car. We've just refurbished it a little bit, made it a little better. So, is it perfect? No, because a lot of it's old. But I will say this, I am not upset at all with how this interior looks. I mean, I would daily drive this car. Still working on the dash, gauge cluster. That'll come together. Reuse the old dash. Is it perfect? No, but it looks way freaking better than it used to. These door cards I got for $10. They were blue. We vinyl painted those. New window crank, original, used, new to us. Armrest. Original rear seat. Vinyl painted. New doorknob. Painted the quarter panel. I even pulled the carpet out of the rear and vinyl painted that. Now the headliner's still dirty. That'll get a little bit of love eventually, but Maddie did say she wanted to keep it white. So we got the black interior. Even that door looks so freaking good. This is it. So I'd say cruise worthy. Very happy with how it turned out. So let's talk price. Since we reused most of this stuff, this was very cheap. All of the paint that I used was maybe $100 worth of paint, maybe. I don't know if it would have been any more than that. I think I used 5 cans of this vinyl and leather paint. I think I used 2 cans of gloss for the doors and the dash and the door jambs. Maybe 3 cans of rust converter for the floors. I don't know what that comes out to, but probably close to $100, maybe a little more. The door cards I got for $10. I think the window cranks were like $25-30 for all 4 of the new ones. I got these floor mats from Ross for $8. And everything else you see has been in the car, including the stash. Now this, I did get these little bezels and the door lock knob things from Amazon. Those were like $12 maybe, so very cheap. I don't think I spent more than, I don't know, couldn't have been more than $200 on this interior, $200-300 max. So super happy. Yep. So now we got almost perfect interior with the rat rod. I love it. All right, we're ready. We're getting really close to driving this thing, but I wanted to be able to do so in an interior that I wasn't afraid of getting like some kind of disease in. So look from the other side. I mean, beautiful. All right, peeps, that's it for this one. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. Peace.